Hello, welcome to Puppetland. Today we will talk about this special Jewish holiday called Purim. And for this special occasion, I invited my granddaughter Maggie. Please, Maggie, come here.
Hi everybody. My name is Maggie.
Oh, this is my darling granddaughter. And today we will discuss about a beautiful holiday called Purim. On Purim, all the Jewish people go to the temple and they listen this beautiful book called the Megillah. In the Megillah, it says about a beautiful story about a queen who saved her Jewish nation. And we celebrate every year by giving poor people money, and also by sending gifts of food to our good friends. We go to the temple to hear this special book twice, one in the evening and one in the daytime.
Oh, Grandpa, can you tell me the story about Purim, please?
Okay, Maggie. Once upon a time, in ancient Persia, there lived a king, and the king's name was Ahasuerus. And this king was a king of 120 different nations, a very big kingdom of Persia. And at that time, there lived in the city many Jews. All the Jews that came from the times when the temple was destroyed, they all lived in this beautiful land of Persia.
Oh, Grandpa, what happened?
Well, the king, whose name was Ahasuerus, he wanted to make a big party to show off everyone the beautiful nation he had. So he invited everyone.
Everyone? Even the children?
Oh, of course. He had one party which for the men to go to, and he had another party for all the beautiful women to enjoy. And also he had a party for all the children. And one day, in this party, he decided to call his beautiful queen to come and show to everyone in the kingdom how beautiful she is.
What was her name?
This queen of Persia's name was Vashti. And Vashti, she was very beautiful. Her grandfather was Nebuchadnezzar, and he was a very mighty king of Persia.
And what happened?
Well, he invited everyone, and except he wanted so much for his wife to come, the beautiful queen, to show everyone how beautiful she was.
So what happened?
Well, she refused to come. That was the big tragedy.
What happened?
Well, she sent back a message to the king, and she said, "I don't want to come to your party." And the king got so mad, he called to his servants, and he said to his servants, "What should I do? This queen of mine, she doesn't obey me." And the people said,
"Oh, tell me.
The people that advised the king told the king that he has to do something very clever, because all the queens will make all the women in the land not obey their husbands. So he made a decree that Vashti should come, and they should kill her.
Oh, that was so sad.
Well, unfortunately, he was very drunk, and he didn't know what he was doing. And then the party was over, and he was himself again. He was very sad. "What have I done?" he said. "What have I done?" So he made a beauty pageant for all the beautiful women so he could pick another queen.
And what happened?
Well, what happened was very clever. All the maidens that were so beautiful had to come to this beauty pageant. And one of the beautiful women, her name was Esther, and she happened to be Jewish, but she was told by her uncle, Mordechai, told her, "I do not want you to tell anyone you're Jewish. It could not be good for us." and so he listened to her and didn't tell anyone she was Jewish. However, time went by, and things got bad. What happened? There was a man. His name was Haman. And in Hebrew they call him Haman. And that is what the whole story took a tragic time. What happened? Well, Haman, he wanted everyone to bow down to him, except Mordechai used to sit in front of the king's palace. And Mordechai said, I will not bow down to you, because I believe in one God, and only one God I bow down to, and I consider he is my ruler. So what happened? Well, what happened was, Haman was very angry, very, very, very angry, and he made a decree. And he gave the king 10,000 pieces of silver so he can get rid of every single Jew, because Mordechai was a Jew and he would not bow down to him. However, he didn't know that Esther, who was now the queen of Persia, because she was picked from the pageant, she was now the queen. So if he didn't know she was Jewish, she would also get killed. Oh, this is very true. So what happened was, Mordechai decreed to Esther and said, you must go to the king and plead to the king to save all the Jewish people. However, she was so scared to go to the king. Whoever would go to the king could be killed, even the queen, when she wasn't called. But Esther, she had so much determination and loyalty to her people that she gave and sacrificed her own life and said, I will go to the king, and I will tell the king, I will decide what to do. So what happened was, she got dressed up so beautifully, and she came to the king. And what happened? The king decided to accept her, and gave his golden scepter down to her, and said, come, my queen, I will give you until half of the kingdom. Come to me, and I will give you whatever you desire. But she had a plan. What was the plan? Well, she invited Haman to a party just with the king, so he will get very jealous. And it worked. She made a good plan. So there were they at the party, and she wouldn't tell at the first party. So the king said, Esther, please tell me, I want to give you half of all my wealth. And Esther, she didn't care for money. She loved humanity and people. And this is what we should do. We should always love people. That's right. Esther was a beautiful lady, and she decided to make another party. And at that party, the king could not sleep that night. And he opened his book, and he said to his servants, open the book, that I may see everything that happens in my palace. And one day, Mordechai was standing in the palace, and he said 2 people wanted to kill him. And it's written down in the book, he never got rewarded. He never got anything? Not anything. So what happened was, but Haman was so upset at Mordechai, he thought for sure he will kill Mordechai. So he got a big tree that was 50 feet long up in the sky. And the next thing that happened was very funny. The king turned to the page where 2 people wanted to save his life. And he heard somebody in the garden. He said, bring the person in the garden. And it was Haman. Haman was in the garden trying to make a tree to hang Mordechai on. However, the king said, Mordechai had saved my life. But he didn't tell Haman. He told Haman, I want to ask you a question. What should I do for a person who saved me? And Haman in his thought maybe it was him and he will get something special. So Haman said, I want you to take this man on the royal king's horse and dress him with all the beautiful treasures and beautiful garments that a king will wear. And the king Ahasuerus said to Haman, I want you to do what you said, and I want you to take this beautiful Mordechai through the city. Haman was so shocked. He said, oh my, I have to take Mordechai. And he was so upset. The next thing that happened, he took Mordechai through the city, and it was time to come to the party. But at the party, Esther finally told the king Please save my people. Someone wants to kill me and all my people. And the king said, who will do such a terrible thing? And lo and behold, Haman was there. And Esther turned to Haman and said, he. And the king said, Esther, for being so loyal to your people, and for being such a wonderful person, I will bless you and get rid of Haman. You will never, never, never have to worry. And after that, Esther and Mordechai wrote a beautiful book. And she said, all the Jewish people must celebrate, because all the Jewish people were supposed to be killed. And instead, because of Esther sacrificing her life, everyone was saved. And that was the holiday of Purim, which is because Haman originally wanted to make a lot, and he picked a special day to kill all the Jews, and that was called a Purim. So now we call the holiday, when God blesses us, we always want to remember. So thank you very much, my friends, for being with us and learning about the holiday of Purim.
Thank you, everyone. Happy Purim.
Thank you so much. And please, be always happy, just like we are happy on Purim.